There wasn't a leaf on this deck yesterday. They're all coming down. I just discovered this morning that my transfer tank is empty. So I got a 5-gallon jug of fuel here. I'm gonna put in the BX. We got a lot of stuff to do today here. Not even sure what all I'm gonna get into. But tell you what, last night we got hammered with rain for probably only 15 minutes of real hard rain, but it woke me up. And then just some showers, I think, before and after that. But it's actually not real muddy outside right now. It's not too bad. It's kind of overcast today. But anyway, I'm going to fill up this tractor here and then fire up the MX 5400. I'm going to move a little stone down below and we'll come back up here and work around the building. right, I got 2 more joints of pipe in the ground, and I actually have to go get some more pipe. I'll do that later this evening after dark. And by the way, I wanted to mention, several people in the last video were saying I shouldn't have to use a block of wood and a hammer to get them together. Normally you don't have to. It's just easier for me with this narrow little ditch. You know, you can't stand beside the pipe really. My feet don't fit down there. So I just glue up the bell, come down to this end, tap it with the hammer and a block of wood, and it sets it really well, works out perfectly. Next up, I'm going to put about a foot of that 2A limestone around this pipe. And by the way, that's why I really like using this Schedule 40 stuff, not that normal sewer and drain. Put a little 2A on there, knock that dirt in on top of it, roll it in real good, and you don't have to worry about it. You're not going to crush that stuff at all. But before I backfill that, I want to go down to the Renewable Resources Processing Center and show you something. I've been meaning to tell you guys something, and I keep forgetting, but we're going to take care of that right now. This is what I keep forgetting to tell you about. These IBC Totes, my buddy Adam the other day, that's the guy that I got these from. He's up around Grove City, Pennsylvania, and he left a comment the other day, asked me to mention if anyone needs any of these. He has about 100 of these in stock right now. Now they come with a tank in them. I take the tanks out, then I just take my grinder, cut one side out part way so you can access them. But Adam's a good guy. If you need one and you're in like the North Pittsburgh area, you know, northeastern Ohio, Grove City area, that's where he's from. So I'll put his phone number in the video, and if you need a couple of these or 20 of them or whatever, give Adam a shout. Matter of fact, I'm going to try to get a hold of Adam tonight before this video publishes tomorrow and have him hold a few for me. I'd like to get about 5 or 6 more of them. I think I've got 14 maybe, something like that, but they work really good for delivering firewood to the neighbors, and you only handle it really one time, right off the splitter into the basket, pick it up with the forks, and you can, you know, put it away for a year and it'll be ready to go. But anyway, Adam's phone number right here, I'll put it across the bottom of the screen. If you need some, he's in Grove City, Pennsylvania. Give him a call. Speaking of firewood, we've had several people come over and pick some firewood up in smaller quantities just for, you know, outdoor patio burning. But this week I've got 2 deliveries to make. This pile here is going to dwindle away pretty quickly, and that's the reason I fixed this area up over here. I'm going to put a bunch of pallets in here, and we're going to start stockpiling a bunch of rounds that we can split. Usually I like to split wood. I mean, I like to split wood all the time, year round. But over Christmas break or over Thanksgiving before deer season, so I want to get a whole bunch of rounds down here. And I've been talking to the family, and I think everyone's going to get involved. Not only Hunter, but the girls and everything. I'll go out and cut, and they can haul rounds in here, and we'll hit it real hard next year. This year we probably sold, I don't know, 20 cords of wood, something like that. Maybe a little more than that, I'm not sure. And a lot of it was in small quantities, but next year I'd like to do a bunch more, because out there in those woods right there, I'm telling you, there is just hundreds of trees down and limbs, and you know, you can do a little thinning, but I could cut out there for the rest of my life, not put a dent in it. And if you notice that drone footage from the other day, that's a good indicator of how many trees are out there. And also, we always get the comments, you know, asking why we don't plant trees. If you remember just the other day, I showed you those thousands of acorns on the ground. That's how it works around here. I know different parts of the country, different parts of the world, if you cut trees down, you should plant new ones. Around here, you just don't do that. You don't have to, unless you want to change the species of trees grown, which we don't want to do. Like around here, you could clear the land, and if you just walked away from it, matter of 5 years, there'd be trees growing. In 20 years, they'd be bigger. 100 years later, there'd probably be towering oaks there, and they would take over, and they kind of win out. That's just kind of how it works around here. But trees are in abundance around here, that's for sure. But anyway, let's head back up to the building. We'll backfill that section of trench, and then later on this evening, I'll go pick up some more pipe for tomorrow. And I think Huntman and I are going to head out for a little bit. He's been very patient today. I've been busy doing a lot of things, more than, you know, what you saw here on video. But anyway, that's the plan. So I'm going to hop back on the BX. We'll go up there and fill that trench in. It's about 30 degrees colder today than it was yesterday. All right, that looks pretty good. Kind of gives you like some peace of mind, you know what I mean? You got the good pipe in there, you got some nice backfill, don't have to worry about it. Should work out really well. Also, I want to mention something about this tractor here, the BX23S. Very, very handy to have around. Up until a couple years ago, I thought that subcompact tractors were for people, you know, that had like an acre or two, maybe 5 acres or something. But you can see how much I'm using this around this building, doing like real work. You know what I mean? Digging trenches, moving dirt. Handy little tractor. This can do pretty much everything that the MX 5400 can, except for, you know, lift big logs on the sawmill and skid big trees out of the woods. I mean, everything else I can do the same with it. Just going to take a little bit more time, obviously, but it's a lot of power and a lot of tractor in a small package. It is. Works really well. This past week, we didn't make a whole lot of progress on the new building. However, that's going to change pretty quickly. Next week, they will be installing the garage doors. I'm going to meet with the radiant floor heat guy. He's going to kind of line me out on everything I need to do to get ready for that. We'll be roughing in the plumbing and getting everything ready for concrete. And by the way, a buddy of mine will be pouring the concrete. He's been in that business for, I don't know, 35 or 37 years, ever since he was in high school. And this is going to involve, I'm trying to think how much total, somewhere around 60 yards total. That's inside the building, the patio, and the apron out in front of the garage door. Also coming up soon, we'll be digging the line for the electric coming from the road. I measured that off the other day. It's close to 300 feet. I'm kind of debating back and forth on whether I dig it with the BX or maybe rent a mini hoe. I'm not sure. Everything just takes a lot of time, and sometimes you get a little bit frustrated. But, you know, by the time you go to work and come home, it's just hard to get a lot of things done. And I'm not complaining at all, because we're truly blessed, very fortunate. I have just learned to be patient, and things sometimes just take a little bit longer than what you want, but it all works out in the end. Lastly, I want to mention one more thing before we wrap this video up. Earlier we were talking about firewood down there. I watched a good video the other day from my friend John Ritter. I'm going to put that up above. He did a video where he kind of interviewed a father and a daughter that have a little firewood business and a processor. Really interesting, couple of hard workers, great story, and a great channel. So check that video out by John Ritter. And like I said, I'll put it up above there if you want to check that out. But I think that's about it for today's video. And like I always say, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like button, click subscribe, and share them with your friends. Thanks.